Hello, friends. Good evening to you. Things are well, or at least generally heading in that direction as I make sure I have things muted and don't give you an echo on stream. We are doing races of Mario. 3 of them, in fact. It's the Famicom Trilogy, so we will see these runners play SMB1, the Lost Levels, and what we knew in America, of course, as SMB2. Of course, Doki Doki over in Japan, but you know that. There's been 5,000 videos on it on YouTube already. They'll be playing these runs any percent, with the exception of SMB3. It's any percent, no wrong warp, so they won't do the level 7 thing with the any percent. And this is WillCeeYa doing his first matchup of this tournament. Mars coming in with a victory on the board already over Stewie Cartman. Stewie, a very veteran SMB3 player. And when these runners play, they have to sit on the title screen for 25 seconds before they get started. That's a rule in order to balance out load times. Looks like Will's timer may not have started. Oh, well, will make do. It's SMB1. Given that it's a race setting, I don't expect to see runners going for crazy stuff like flagpole glitch. It's all about finishing, so you want the high percentage plays. This will be best of 3 tonight. As we enter the underground. Ooh, we'll see ya taking death number 1, unfortunately. It's pretty quick in the level, so it won't be as costly as it could have been. And Mars with a little deviation on the strategy, going for the Fire Flower. A little safer having that Fire Flower. It should get you through runs. As long as you're generally careful-ish. 4-1, it's the easiest level, probably of the entire speed run. Just run. The entire trilogy, all you gotta do on this level is run. The Lakitu will always throw behind you if you are at running speed. It's really not that bad. So it might look scary on occasion, but probably the safest level of the entire run. Mars been able to pick up about a level advantage, or half a level advantage, because of that unfortunate start over in the underground. And finishes up 4-1. So here we go, 4-2. Now, this one's a biggie. You gotta get ahead, like Mars just did, in order to load the wrong warp for this pipe, so that you go up to the coin world. If you don't, well, that would be unfortunate. The pipe used because it loads faster than if you did the vine. We're actually taking the vine warp, and both the runners nailing that. Able to get into World 8. Mars making good time through his 8-1. Gotta watch that. One of the original Kaizo blocks of Mario. No, they didn't invent it for Mario Maker. They actually put some troll blocks in SMB1. Clean jumps through here. And very clean 8-1 for Mars, just like much of the run has been. Hope you're doing well tonight, chat. I jumped in here late because this looked fun. And so far, I'm having fun. I hope you are too. 8-2 now for Mars. Will on the 8-1 grind. Of course, the small Mario strat's faster because you don't stop to collect power-ups, but definitely safer to have that firepower. And if it saves you a death, then it 100% was faster. All right, 8-3 now for Mars. Got the bullet bills. Got the Hammer Bros. Danger enters the run. The cannons won't be too bad because you're running full speed. They don't have time to get going. But you do have to be wary of the Hammer Bros patterns. Ours is through this 8-3 onto our final castle of SMB1. And we'll see it cleans up that 8-2. Bowser's Castle. Pipe after the lava is a recurring theme. Got to get this pipe. There are invisible coin blocks there, but if you're a speedrunner, then of course we don't need no hidden coins. You just casual pixel rule frame that. We'll see it likes to pick up a safety mushroom there in case of Hammer Bro patterns. You just saw the payoff of it. That's a death not taken. That is a big time save to not have that death in 8-3. Mars takes the hit from the fireball, gets the iframes through to Bowser, and finishes SMB1. So that was a 5:09 on Mars's timer. 25 seconds to wait before loading the next game. I'm sorry, before starting the next game. You can load it. You gotta wait to start it. And here goes Lost Levels 1-1, where you get introduced to this ain't your previous Mario game by any stretch. There's a lot more enemies on here. There's some poison mushrooms in existence now. There's a lot longer left. Well, maybe just because of the warp it feels longer. I'm not sure. Here we go. We'll see it gets under Bowser in a 6:02. We'll call that. So just under a minute lead there for Mars coming out of SMB1. Heading into the subterranean. Mars is, I asked the favorite Mario game, said New Super Mario Bros. 2's been speedrunning for about 5 years. No, I'm sorry, that's not Mars. That's Will. Will's favorite Mario is SMB2, been speedrunning for about 5 years and likes to pick up that safety mushroom. Favorite dessert? Cake. Didn't say what kind of cake, but cake. I respect that. Cake's a good answer. How about you, chat? What's your favorite dessert? Here comes warp number 1. 1-2 to 1 to world 4. 4-1, not 1-4. This isn't European dating. The Lakitu is real. Nice pickup on the mushroom. And going for the fire here. Clean so far. Gets through without the Lakitu causing too much issue. WillCeeya is down into World 1-2, heading for the warp zone. Got the jump, all looks good there. Oh, a little too far. Trying to get that edge jump off of the coin block to get up the wall, and WillCeeya just took a step too far. You're pushing the edge on those pixels. It's a lot of muscle memory when you're a speedrunner. They gotta get it just right. Sometimes you take for granted when you watch these runners at a high level, they just make it look easy, it seems. Or as I like to put it, speedrunning. This only has to work once. Four 3 for Mars. Put it in the books. We'll see it takes the safety route, gets the second coin that time onto World 4. Ooh, nice clip. Just making it look easy. Time we'll see you getting the power-ups, having a little trouble with this jump. There we go. Alright, so the timing had thrown off his rhythm a little bit heading to the steps. Got through it. We'll see it finishes 1 as Mars enters 5. Piranhas everywhere. And a few Goombas mixed in. Here comes the wind. The wind is quite the environmental factor in lost levels. Ooh, Will having a little more trouble with the edges of those jumps. Gonna have to do 4-2 yet again. As Mars continues to just punch a clean run in level after level. Hammer Bro! Why you do this? The Hammer Bros, they choose violence. Alright, Mars into World 5. Oh, you gotta love those warps. Just backing into the pipe, you know, here we go. And onto the warp zone to World 8. Let's go! Just nailing a lot of those jumps. Good duck to avoid the hammer. Mars really bringing it. Grabs the flagpole. 8-1 in the books. And the other thing about an unfortunate death can throw off your power-up scaling, so you gotta know your backups for picking up a mushroom fire flower when that's the plan. Alright, the 8-2 wind into the vine. Everything is vine as Mars climbs up here and gets the flag for 8-2. We're having a little trouble with that bullet bill pattern. Always nice to clean up Hammer Bros with fire flowers. And 8-3 is in the books for Mars. Will doing some quick backup strats there. Okay, Koopa's cleared now. You need a running start to get enough height for this block. There it is. 8-4 castle for Mars. Gotta get those fire bros right. We'll see you having to wait on Bowser. Gets through. World 4 finished. So far, so good in this 8-4. Mars continues on. That's Doug, Bowser's cousin. What's his name? I forget the community generally recognized name. Sliding under Bowser, Mars completes lost levels 1358, we'll say. As we'll see, is getting started on 5-1. A run where the edges have just not been kind. We'll see. Now it's SMB 3 time. Game on. Classic 1-1. Let's introduce you to a new game. You get introduced to the screen moving using Koopa shells in completely different ways. Oh, that P-speed meter and those sweet, sweet P-speed jumps. Mario moves faster at P-speed, so it's critical on a speed run to keep that P-speed meter up as much as possible. A couple fun ways that can be done. Into 1-2 for Mars. Nice clean 1-2, as has been the pattern for Mars. And here we go, World 3. You're going to need 2 whistles. Which is going to require the whistle from this level, as well as a leaf for the fortress. May as well get them both along the way. The background mechanic, a fun little addition they added in this game. And we have recorder number 1, or warp whistle, you know, whatever we're calling it today. I've had a lot of Z1 on the brain. Okay, P-speed attained. There's the flight. We're clean up to the item room. Mars is going to have recorder number 2, and it will be on to World 9. And then 8. And if you think I'm making that up, look over the Mario Lives. It's World 9. Second whistle takes you to 8. Here goes Mars. Okay, chat. What do you got? How many hands do you predict for Mars? 3 hands levels? How many forced today? 1, 2, or 3? I'm sorry. 0, 1, 2, or 3. You've got 4 choices. 2 of them being significantly less likely than the others, but they are technically choices. I am going to guess 2 hands. Well, Star beat me to 2 hands, so okay, I'll say 1 hand. I'll be even nicer. Tanks. Biggest thing our runners have going for them is lag reduction. Take enemies off the screen. The NES only likes having so many enemy sprites on the screen at once being rendered. So when you can take out cannonballs and bombs, you can keep the game from lagging. You can save a little bit of time that way. But it is, of course, an auto-scroller, so there's only so much you can do on that front. This one of those particular sections where you could really see the lag if you just let the game happen. Alright, finishing up tanks. Goodbye, Boomerang Bro. Enemy introduced in this game for the first time. And it's time to fight the Navy! Oh, Bowser's Navy, not the real Navy. Going for the Fire Flower, it's a tight squeeze. Mars gets it done. Fire, the second fastest way to kill Bowser. However, there are other benefits. Some things are easier to do with the fire suit than the hammer suit. But the hammer suit will kill Bowser faster. We'll see us trying to get through World 5 this time. Might be ready for this one to wrap, and let's get into the next game, see if we can get it going a little better. Get the rhythm going a little better, change up the mojo. Boom Boom number 1 for Mars. Goodbye, Boom Boom. It's funny for how many Boom Booms there are in this game, and then you do an 80% run, and then, you know, that's your first Boom Boom. Pipe Warp, here comes hand number 1. It's the Bros stage. Lots of Bros. Fireballs, make sure the Sumo Bro doesn't stun you, and you'll get a leaf for your trouble. Only the one hand. Handed duality in chat called for it. The one hand. And here, of course, maybe Mario Brothers 3's most infamous level. Oh, those airships. Chat, when you were a kid, did you need the P-Wing? Did you P-Wing this level? Power Wing? Fly over it? How long did it take you to learn it legit? Very iconic, making good progress. These are some of the harder jumps because the ships are a little more spaced out, and you can only do it at auto-scroller speed. Boom Boom number 2 goes down to Mars. Clean fire kills. That's been the recurring theme. And into the dark maze. Eight 1. Oh, this level. My own gaming. This level has notoriously not been kind to me, and it's not kind to Mars. Pit scores 1. Alright. What? Leaf backup. That's interesting. There is a fire flower backup, so that worked out very well for Mars. Rare that you're going to be happy that you got a hand stage, but that's pretty close to doing it. Finished with 8-1. I think of the numbered levels in World 8, that one's the hardest. Personal opinion. On to the quicksand of 8-2. The Angry Sun makes its debut for this run. Just a little caution, and it goes away as Mars grabs a star. Speaking of a star, using it going into the fortress here. Somebody really liked the letter H when designing this game, I'm just saying. Somebody really enjoyed that H. Alright, if your peak speed is right, you'll get to the end of this. Got it! Perfect timing because you want that P timer to run out so that the conveyor will move and get you to the Boom Boom. Worked out perfect there for Mars. Fortress complete. We'll see you, by the way, up to World 8 now. Grabbing a flagpole. Super tanks for Mars. Again, a level that can lag depending on how many things get on screen. So lag reduction, your friend. And time you don't lose is just the same as time you save. I think Will had the jump wrong a little there. That's a vine block that needed to be triggered. So, gotta try again. Of course, Lost Levels introduced several trolls on runners, including if you don't take the right exit, you can actually go backwards. So why not put the real goal in the sky? There it is for We'll See Ya. And another Boom Boom gets defeated for Mars. On to Bowser's Castle. Clicking a couple things in the background. Mars not going to go for any clipping there, just takes the high road. And fireball time. Bowser will get a jump off, so you need to not take the hit. For speed, of course. And another clean kill for Mars. Thud goes the Bowser, GG goes the chat. Mars takes win number 1. Best of 3, Mars picks up win number 1. We will move back to setup mode and then see our runners move on to the next race shortly. So, Chad, what's your favorite level between the 3 games? You can answer that either in terms of watching somebody else do it or playing it yourself. What's your favorite level? Well, we have a moment here. Mars is favorite speed run is Lost Levels. So definitely, that's probably the biggest advantage of this format. The triple header, Lost Levels might be the least common. Been speedrunning since 2017. Favorite dessert? Death by chocolate. So any other chocoholics out there? Maybe Mars is your guy for this tournament. Or maybe you're rooting against Mars because you want more chocolate for yourself. I don't know. I won't judge. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't get switched over here, did we? Let's fix that real fast. Alright. Runners have to wait on the title. let me say that right. They have to load it, and they can't start for 25 seconds in order to account for load times between systems. Try to say that rule right, because whenever I shortcut it, I get it wrong. Alright, here we go. Runners on the title screen. And let's SMB1. You know, one of those random things you don't really think about too much, but that 1-1 Goomba has probably killed more players than any other enemy in any video game ever. Also probably the most killed enemy of any video game ever. One, two. Mars already has the mushroom. We saw game one. Will likes to go with the small strats. Little disparity on when they started. Okay, about 2 frame rules difference there. We'll get this a little closer on the broadcast. I did that on the wrong side. Okay, now we got a better shot at getting it lined up. My apologies. Hard to do things while you're talking. Alright, 4-2, where you have to advance to Mario enough on the screen to get this wrong warp. Again, we are taking the vine warp, but through this pipe, because it's faster than Mario climbing the vine. Now, I suppose I'm taking for granted that everyone understands the Mario 1 frame rules. I'm not going to go through the whole Imagine a Bus thing. But you can only finish the game on frame rules, and that takes about 0.3 seconds. About. So generally in this game, our runners are battling to save those frame rules. At every chance you get. And to be sure you win, all you have to do is be perfect. Pretty close finish on 8-2. Looks like Mars is maybe a frame rule ahead. To 8-2, definitely the Fire Flower advantage, and 8-3 is where that really pays off, I think, more than perhaps anything else. Maybe Bowser's Castle, there's an argument. But it's a good way to not have to worry about Hammer Bros ruining your run. And I think Mars has gained another frame rule, just eyeballing it. Alright, 8-3, the Hammer Bros. You hope they stay out of the way. If not, they get the fireball to the face. And hopefully Mario does not get a hammer to his face. Don't miss the jump, and Mars is into 8-4. Little tougher here for WillCeeya, and this is where WillCeeya likes to get the mushroom for bro patterns on the rest of the level. Like that. But you still got the final gauntlet to get through. They're not nice, but he's through into 8-4. Turnaround room for Mars. Time to get wet. But of course, there's fire underwater. Yeah, I mean, there's lava underwater. It's not totally unrealistic. Final Hammer Bro defeated. Good jump over the Bowser. Mars finished with SMB1. Will's had a much better run on this SMB1, keeping things reasonably tight. On the final approach to Bowser, that last Hammer Bro, though small. Unfortunate not to have the backup, but gotta go fast. Clean kill on the Hammer Bro. Gonna have to wait on Bowser. And there's the axe for WillCeeYa. WillCeeYa Bowser right out of here. On to the Lost Levels. The original SMB2. And Mars. About a level ahead. Maybe a level and a half. I'm going to try to tidy up this sink a little bit better than this, folks. So we'll see Mars pause for just a moment there. Now we should see the runners in pretty good sync to where they are time-wise. Star Struts for Will. There's a lot of enemies to clear through. And this one won. And very clean into that 1-2 pipe. Coin blocks cleared, and on to World 4 for Mars. So far, good lost levels for WillCeeYa as well. There's power up number 1 as Mars gets big. Those things I've heard about the design of SMB3 is basically they had designed Big Mario to be the default, and then created the Small Mario later. Just one of those interesting pieces of Mario lore. There's the warp for WillCeeYa. Definitely got a closer run going here than last time, but that was one of the levels that had tripped up WillCeeYa in the first match. First game of the match, I should say. So, got the improvements. A little smoother here, keeping the pressure on. Oh! Lakitu with the snipe! So the Fire Flower won't change to a mushroom, but it'll only give you the 1 scale power-up. So Will is now going to be 1 power-up behind where it was intended, and that'll make up the difference, or unfortunately not. The bullet bill pattern. Oh, those bullet bills. Your best bet with bullet bills is always go fast. But if you're trying to collect power-ups, then going fast, unfortunately, is not an option. The 4-4 Fortress, Castle, whatever. Mars making it happen, ducking the fire, ooh, keeping it tight there, and fire kill. A Toad rescued. And 4-3 cleared for WillCeeYa. Alright, recurring theme for Mars is just everything's been clean. Everything's been pretty polished. Doing all the stuff according to plan. Will's had a little more trouble with some of the edges of things. Now trying to recover and make it work. A little too quick on that jump. The Bowser Fire was there. Ooh, nice Goomba assist jump. Mario gets the big jump off the enemies. If you land it right on that Koopa and the Koopa is high enough, it'll make up for not needing the coin blocks. Five 2 begins for Mars, and a Bowser down for WillCeeYa. But was it really a Bowser? Or was it a spiky dude in a trench coat? We may never know. On to the Warp Zone to level 8 for Mars. And 8-1 begins. It's getting windy in here. No, wait, windy's not till less than B3. What am I saying? Reminded me of a random piece of trivia, but not timely enough yet. Okay, 8-1 complete for Mars. Oh, 5 seconds on the timer, so 5 fireworks. That'll help you for a high score run, but that's not what we're doing tonight. Clean hit to get the vine. Up to the 8-2 goal. Clear for Mars. Five 2 for WillCeeYa. Again, a lot of things have gone better in this run. Not perfect, but a lot of improvement here for WillCeeYa. Eight 3 Hammer Bros everywhere. When Mario 35 was around, you know it was getting serious when the Hammer Bros started showing up everywhere. Alright, 8-4. The Dark Water. Ooh, things didn't work out there on 8-1 for WillCeeYa, but okay, this is 8-1, that happens. Gotta time your jump right there for that 8-4 Piranha. Again, just smooth runs for Mars. Making it look pretty easy. And getting to the final showdown. Love the block clip, skip the Bowser. Those hitboxes, though. What hitboxes? Clean jump over the Bowser, and Mars is going to hit on to SMB3. Game 1, Will had a little bit of trouble getting out of lost levels, in much better position to do that this time. So as far as the Trilogy leaderboard goes, Mars currently 6th overall with a 2639 PB. Will, I don't think, has a PB on this leaderboard. Alright, SMB1 has begun for Mars. Into level 2 already, just that quick. SMB3, a lot of those levels, very short levels. Got a tight theme. I dig it personally. All-time classic, to say the least. One 3 very important for picking up our warp whistle, and also the leaf to be able to get the second warp whistle. There are 3 warp whistles available in SMB3. The third is in Desert World, and you would need a hammer to be able to get it. So for this category, that's not efficient enough. Also, you don't need it to get to World 8. You only need the 2 whistles. P-speed obtained. There goes the flight for Mars. On up to the whistle. So I mentioned I thought of another fun fact earlier. As you may recall, there was, of course, an SMB3-based cartoon for Mario. They did an SMB3-based one. They did one that was Super Mario World-based, and they did one that was just kind of all over the place, but maybe a little more themed after SMB2. It was a wild time in the 90s, what can I say? But they had different names for the Koopa kids. Like, Ludwig von Koopa was Cookie von Koopa. Well, it happens that the development was happening at the same time, so they hadn't named the game characters when they were recording lines for the cartoon, so they had to just call them something. So you ended up with different names for the Koopa kids. Alright, we'll see. You got the vine that time. That was a trouble spot first run. Guess some of the rust has come off, and we're seeing some improvements here for Will. That's what you want to do. Mars working on the lag reduction, clearing those enemies off the screen. As we'll see, it enters 8-4. Or I'm sorry, 8-3, on the way to 8-4. Matter of time. Ooh, little short on that jump. Gonna have to do 8-3 again. Always unfortunate when you do it at the end of the level and have to do the whole thing over. Mars, welcome to the Navy. Not the fastest strats, but you can swim under the boat. Going for the fire flower, got it again. Now, game 1, Mars did lose this fire flower, but there is backup one. As we'll see, is going to have to go back to 8-1. Alright, continuing through the Navy. That sneaky cannon. That was a jump scare when you're a kid and you get to that cannon for the first time. You're trying to do everything so good, you think you've done great, you're staying ahead of all the enemies, there's a giant cannon in your face. And goodbye, Boom Boom. Boom Boom served extra crispy around here. One hand, it's going to be hand number 3. Fish. Pretty clean if you got the P-speed. Hand 2 is the best of them, as far as it goes. So, backup power-up for Mars was important in the last run. Oh, we'll see. Did not get the vine that time. Gonna have to try again. Let's see. We'll see. I wasn't sure if I meant desert or dessert. So favorite desert was Dusty Dune Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy. Throw that in for extra. Okay, Mars. Through the airships. Not to be confused with the infamous airship of Marie Antoinette. That is a real historical thing. If you have never seen an image of it, I recommend. Alright, through the airship, onto the pipe. Time for the Dark Maze. Here's where Will had trouble last time. Lined it up a little cleaner there, and got the flagpole. Mars also improving from run number 1, not having trouble where he did first time. Took the weight. Safety strats on those bullet bills was the right call. And threw a clean 8-1 that time. The quicksand level begins. Really easy to get P-speed, but you gotta manage your jumps over those note blocks. They're not full jumps. Oop, a little off on the timing, but gets it. 8-2 in the books. Fortress time. And the star makes it a lot easier to deal with those waffles. Waffles? I don't know what else anybody calls them. I've always called them waffles. Alright, the P-switch. Timing critical here. You want to be able to get to this last door on that P-switch timer. Will gets it again. You get here, it wears out, and the conveyor belt moves, and that gets you to Boom Boom as fast as possible. If you had to reset to get the P-switch door, you'd have to sit there for a while until it wears off. Super Tanks. Final thing standing between Mars and Bowser's Castle. It's really standing, though. I mean, it's kind of rolling, I guess. Last thing rolling in between Mars and Bowser's Castle. I don't know. You decide. We'll see. It's going to be on to 8-2 again. Mars again just keeping everything clean. Good runs all the way through. It's paid big dividends. One more Boom Boom in the way. And that should be last Boom Boom of the night for Mars. On to Bowser's Castle. Fire Flower intact, that's what you want. Second fastest way to kill Bowser. Some clips in this castle easier than others. That one known as the Everyman clip, because everyman can do it. You just have to duck jump and you will get that clip through. Dodging the Bowser fireballs. And here is Bowser! The jump incoming. Mars was a little off on the timing, but got through it, and down goes Bowser! GG's for Mars! In 26:01, Mars takes it down. Winning the match 2-0. Looks like Will has had enough. We'll send interviews to the runners. Will said GG gonna practice lost levels for the next 48 hours. That's understandable. Mars is with us. GG to you, Mars.
Hey, thanks. Much appreciated.
Well, I'd say clean levels was just the theme of the night for you. It just level after level, you were finishing them. Kind of a. This is not nitpicking. This is just to say you were so good that I think the biggest misstep was losing the Fire Flower in 8-1.
Yeah, that was by far, like, between the two races, that was definitely, like, the biggest mistake. Because I was trying to land on a Koopa Troopa, and I barely, like, jumped too high. So I barely missed him, and then I just fell in the pit. I lost, like, a little more than 20 seconds from that.
But you knew your backups, you got it recovered, back on the fire strats for Bowser.
Yeah, I recovered pretty well. I dusted myself off and nailed it the second time. Could have had 25-minute runs on both runs, actually, after Air Force, but I still had pretty decent runs for the most part.
So that wouldn't, if I'm looking at this leaderboard right, that wouldn't be your PB, but that would be your second best time?
No, so we obviously take out loading times, but also with like the 25-second wait in between games, it's a little deceiving what you might see like on our race time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like this run, I probably had like, I'd say 25:05 around there. That's like 10 seconds off my PB. But I had one yesterday that was like 3 seconds off my PB. So that was really rough.
We got links for everyone in chat who wants to see the brackets, wants to see the Discord to keep up with the schedule and know when everything is coming out. We had two great runners in action for you tonight. Links to their channels as well. And Mars, any final thoughts tonight?
Well, GG to Will. I think he did really well, and I hope he has fun racing Stewie. And thank you for commentating. Much appreciated.
Well, thank you for having me, chat. Thank you for hanging out. Hope fun was had by all. Good night, everybody.